on this computer. Okay. I'll share it with you later.
Okay.
Oh, what's going on now?
What the?
Okay, there we go. Can you see my screen?
Yes, or other defense mechanisms.
Yeah, I'll read a bit. Sigmund Freud first described the original defense mechanisms. Other researchers have continued to describe other methods of reducing anxiety. Some of these defense mechanisms include acting out. Okay, you can read acting out.
Coping with this stress by engaging in
Yes.
actions rather than acknowledging and bearing certain feelings. For example, instead of telling someone you are angry with them, you might yell at them or throw something against the wall.
Okay. Yeah. So that's acting out. Yeah. Okay. Aim inhibition. Inhibition means to like stop something. Accepting a modified form of the original goal. An example of this would be becoming a high school basketball coach rather than a professional athlete. So you change your goals and your aims.
Because yes, you think you're not able to do it, no? Or...
Yeah. Okay, next one, altruism. Altruism,
satisfy internal needs through helping others. For example, someone recovering from substance use might volunteer to help other people in recovery as a way to deal with drug cravings. Great.
Yeah. So that's kind of a good defense mechanism.
Drug cravings, it's like death or
desires. Craving, when you crave for chocolate, you have a desire. Your id is operating and said, I want some chocolate or drugs.
I went, okay. I thought, yeah. Okay,
avoidance, refusing to deal with or encounter unpleasant objects or situations. For example, rather than discuss a problem with someone, you might simply start avoiding them altogether so you don't have to deal with the issue. I think I do avoidance. I operate
everybody, no?
avoidance.
It's easy.
Yeah, because
I think everybody.
Yeah. I just let it go because the person might just get angry, or if they're narcissistic, they're not going to accept my correction or my if I point out their faults. I just say, no,
it's useless, no?
Yeah, it's useless. Yeah. Okay, compensation, you can read.
Compensation, overachieving in one area to academically might compensate by excelling in athletics.
Yes. Oh, unstable. Okay. Disassociation, become separated or removed from your experience when dealing with something stressful. For example, you might mentally and emotionally disengage yourself from the situation. So kind of blank out and start daydreaming. I think daydreaming is definitely a form of dissociation.
No, you split.
Oh, you split. Okay. Fantasy, you can read fantasy.
Fantasy, avoiding reality by retreating to a safe place within your mind. When something in your life is causing anxiety, you might retreat to your inner world where the cause of the stress cannot harm you.
Yes. So maybe thinking, I think playing games, fantasy books, romantic books.
Or your fantasy that everything's going to be okay, the economic things are gonna be better, the war is gonna end soon. No?
Okay. Yes.
Those are fantasies.
Yes. Have you heard about the rapture theory? The rapture theory? Have you heard that?
The rapture?
Have you heard of the rapture? So the Christians believe that Jesus is coming back, or they're going to go up in the air. So all these end time things like wars and pandemics, the Christians say they're going to go up. They're not going to experience these problems.
Their fantasies, maybe.
Maybe. Depends what you believe.
Yes, it depends.
Okay. Humor. Yeah, good. Humor. Pointing. I'll read it. It's just a small piece. Pointing out the funny or ironic aspects of a situation. An example might be cracking a joke in a stressful or traumatic situation. I think stressful, but if you're making fun of somebody dying or death, I don't think it's appropriate. But in a stressful situation, cracking a joke is okay. Okay, passive aggressive, you can read it.
Passive aggression, indirectly expressing anger.
Sorry, let me just go up a bit.
Instead of telling someone that you are upset, for example, you might give them the silent treatment. Yes, they are. Yeah. I think it's the passive aggression is more aggressive than the aggression itself. Don't you think so?
Yes, I've heard of one lady, she said she had a narcissistic husband. He didn't speak to her for 1 month. Not at all.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Passive.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's like a punishment.
A loss of but a loss of time. I mean, 1 month.
Yes.
Of marriage.
Yeah, it's crazy. And she's old, so she doesn't want to divorce him. Okay. Undoing. Trying to make up for what you feel are inappropriate thoughts, feelings, or behaviors. For example, if you hurt someone's feelings, you might offer to do something nice for them in order to assuage your anxiety or guilt. Okay, let's just check this word, assuage.
Yes, I didn't understand.
I think it means like to calm yourself down or not to
equilibrate, no?
To feel guilty, to calm, like soothe yourself. I think let's have a look.
It's like a reparation, you say? You repair?
Yes.
You repair.
And if I look at the dictionary, it doesn't even come up, this word. What? Sewage. Let's try another. Doesn't come up. Oh, I had it wrong. I spelt it wrong. I did. Assuage. It's pronounced assuaged. Make an unpleasant feeling less intense. Assuage. Appease, indulge, overcome, check in, dull, blunt. So assuage. Assuage means to make your negative feelings less unpleasant.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna assuage. You say it like that?
Yes, I'm gonna assuage myself by eating ice cream.
Yes.
Okay. While defense mechanisms are often thought of as negative reactions, we all need them temporarily to ease stress and protect self-esteem during critical times, allowing us to focus on what is necessary at the moment. Some of these defenses can be more useful than others. For example, utilizing humor to overcome a stressful, anxiety-provoking situation can actually be adaptive defense mechanism. So do you understand this, adaptive?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
You say it in Spanish almost the same.
Okay. Okay, you can read, how does defense mechanisms work?
Okay. In Sigmund Freud's model of personality, the ego is the aspect of personality that deals with the reality. While doing this, the ego also has to cope with the conflicting demands of the id and the superego.
Okay, so we know what the id is and the superego, so let's skip that.
Yeah.
Okay, read, in order to deal. You can read the
In
next.
order to deal, yes, in order to deal with anxiety, Freud believed the defense mechanism help shield
Yeah, shield.
the ego from the conflicts created by the id, superego, and reality. So what happens when the ego cannot deal with the demands of our desires, the constraints of reality, and our own moral standards, constraints?
Yes, constraints. So like things that constrict you, stop you, constraints of reality. Yeah. And moral standards. So you can't go around shooting people because the law says you cannot. So
Yeah.
you go to jail. So that is a constraint. It's some
Okay.
prevention. A law, basically a law is a constraint.
Okay.
We also constrain ourselves by good behavior, good morals. We constrain ourselves. We want to punch somebody, but we say, I'm a better person. I'm not going to slap and shoot this person.
Okay. I continue?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Do I continue?
Yes, please.
According to Freud, anxiety is an inner state that people seek to avoid. Anxiety acts as a signal to the ego that things are not going the way they should. As a result, the ego then employs some sort of defense mechanism to help reduce these feelings of anxiety.
Okay, yes. So the defense mechanism stops the anxiety. But what if you don't know, you don't have a defense mechanism? Then the anxiety just gets worse.
Everybody has.
Yeah,
but the thing is that you have to see if they're functioning well.
Okay.
When they are not functioning well is when you get upset.
Okay.
So you have to search which one you need at the moment.
So is drinking a defense mechanism? I think it is. What is it? Which one is it? Compensation, maybe?
Compensation, yes.
Acting out, maybe?
Because you have all of them, but you have to know which one.
But an alcoholic would use the defense mechanisms that cover pain and anxiety, but it doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Yes, that.
It makes things worse.
Yes, because the reality anxiety is very, very strong for them.
Yeah. So it has roots in other issues like abandonment, shame, or rejection, maybe. Stress. I know some people drink because of stress. So it doesn't always have to be abandonment. Yeah. Addiction is very complicated. I think maybe next time we'll look at addiction. It's a very complicated thing, I think.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Okay. All types of anxiety are created equal. Sorry, not all types of anxieties are created equal, nor do these anxieties stem from the same source. Freud identified 3 types of anxiety: moral, neurotic, and reality. Okay, you can read them.
Moral anxiety, a fear of violating our own moral principles. That's a superego.
Yes.
Neurotic anxiety, the unconscious worry that we will lose control of the its urges, resulting in punishment for inappropriate behavior.
So let's talk about this one. Sorry, let's talk about this ID urges, its urges. So obviously it's sexual and physical appetites. So if you lose control of those appetites, is that like doing it too much, eating too much, drinking too much, having too much sex, sleeping around? Okay, then your superego will punish you. Okay. So you're out of control. Okay.
And your ego will say, you're not in the reality. That's not, you're out of it. No, narcissistic are always in. They are not in the reality because they are in their reality.
Okay. And so narcissistic people operate mostly from their id. the id urges?
Yes.
Okay.
You know. Sorry, Avish.
No problem.
It went away. Oh my goodness.
What happened?
Yeah. It went. It was a blank. It was no.
Okay. Okay. Reality anxiety.
Okay. Reality anxiety, fear of real world events. The causes of the anxiety is usually easily identified. For example, a person might fear a dog bite when they are near a menacing dog. The most common way of reducing this anxiety is to avoid the threatening object.
Yes, you understand menacing.
Yes, but the threatening,
There's that word again. Threatening. Yes, something that's going to threaten you, harm you. To harm.
Yes,
harm.
you told me.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. Yes, I forgot.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Though we may we may knowingly use coping mechanisms to manage anxiety, in many cases, these defenses work unconsciously to distort reality. Okay. The narcissistic people.
Distort is to change?
Distort reality. Yeah, kind of change. You don't see, it twists things. Yeah. Distorted reality. So their perceptions are different perceptions.
Okay, thank you.
So I might see black and you say, no, it's white. So that's a distorted reality. So
no, yes. Okay.
Okay, you can, let's clear this. How's your time? Are you good for time? Are you okay?
Yes, I'm okay. And you?
Yeah, I'm fine. I might have a lesson just now, but it's okay. We can carry on. Okay. While you can read.
The greatest problems, or press play to advise the greatest, no? The greatest problems arise when defense mechanisms are overused in order to avoid dealing with problems. In psychoanalytic therapy, the goal may be to help the client uncover these unconscious defenses mechanisms and find better, healthier ways of coping with anxiety and distress.
So what are some other healthier ways to deal with this?
The humor is a healthy, for example.
Humor.
No? Rationalization is also a better one.
Okay.
Intellectualization, the sublimation is the best one.
Okay.
I think. Well.
Yes. Yeah. Or to get to the belief, maybe the core belief is a distorted belief system. So if you get rid of use cognitive behavioral therapy to get rid of this distortion, then the anxiety could also go away.
Yes.
Like my experience, I had a lot of trauma and anxiety, and I didn't know what it was. When I went for counseling, my parents used to fight so much, and I developed a belief as a child that I was going to die. So I was traumatized.
Yeah.
So when I got rid of the belief, or when I discovered the unconscious belief, then the fear and trauma left me. Yeah, so I recovered from that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what you do in therapy.
Yeah, it was quite amazing. And I had to cry and weep the pain out because it was such a painful belief and fear.
Sure.
Yeah. And as a kid, you don't know what's going on. You can't what do you call it? Analyze it. You don't know, you don't understand it. Your brain is too immature.
The worst thing is that you think that it's because of you. The fight and everything. Right. You think that you're causing them, to blame, or you're doing something wrong.
To blame, yeah. Children do. They blame themselves. In the meantime, but luckily I didn't have that. I just internalized that as like a death. I believed I was going to, because maybe I thought my mom was going to die and I was going to be next. So I thought I was going to die. So, in a very violent environment, you take on strange beliefs and thoughts,
Sure.
irrational
You're unique.
thoughts. Huh? Sorry?
You don't have any, how do you say, Biden or Bidens? Sisters and brothers?
Oh, yes, I do. Yeah.
Oh,
I
well,
think
that's not.
it affected them also, but they were older than me. So maybe they could process it a bit better than I did. I was younger. I was like 6, 7 years old. But it went
Oh,
on
you
for
were.
years. Yeah.
Oh, it was.
It was very traumatic.
Sure.
Okay. A word form. Let's see if this is appropriate.
What it means, a word from very well.
Okay, so it's this company, this website. Okay, I'll just read. So it says you can use it in everyday language. So this defense mechanism, in denial. So not everyday people, they use this. They say this person is in denial of a problem they face. When someone falls back into the old ways of doing things, you say they're regressing into an earlier point, or somebody say they're just regressing. Defense mechanisms can be both good and bad. Okay. Oh.
I read? It's my turn.
Let me see if there's some. I just want to see if there's something interesting here, if it's worth it. No, it's basically finished. It's finished.
Okay.
How's for the time? Okay. What did you write any words down?
Well, but you already tell me the meaning.
Oh, okay. Which words were those?
Yeah. Distort.
Okay.
Threatening. Wages. I'd urges.
Urges. Okay.
Bearing.
Bearing. So bearing, like this. B-E-A-R, bearing. Okay.
B-E-A-ring.
Okay. Bearing. Well, you can't bear something. I don't know the context of it. Where was that?
When we were talking about the last few items.
Oh, so it's relevance or a person's way of standing or moving, relevance, the level to which something bad can be tolerated. Oh, yes. Okay. When you can't tolerate something, you can't tolerate it. Yeah. It's not, it's unbearable, similar to unbearable.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Okay, so our time is up.
Okay.
Okay. So next time yeah, go ahead.
No, I wanted to ask you, my homework is the motivation questions.
Yes, the quote. Look for a quote that's related, that you like. It's related to motivation. And any other words that you wrote down, you can just make a sentence and I'll check them.
Okay, sure.
Okay, cool. Thanks, Regina.
Well, bye.
Cool.
Thanks.
So do you know how to, so I think you're going to say stop recording and then it will save it to your computer. Or I'll do it to my computer. Yeah, don't worry. I'll send it. I'll pause the recording and I'll send it to you.